wife, my 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 wife.
Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys.
So by now, everyone in the entire world seems to know about the cheating scandal that has caused Ned Fulmer to be fired from the Try Guys, the group that he has been a part of and has won awards with since all the way back in 2014. With Ned Fulmer suddenly disappearing from the usual Try Guys content, fans started speculating about where he could be. And that's when the news broke out that he had been caught cheating on his wife with an employee. Obviously, this came as a huge shock and upset a lot of people, with his wife being the most harmed by his actions, as well as his Try Guy co-stars Zach, Eugene, and Keith. However, the aftermath of the entire situation has got people even more heated, as new details and contextual information has come out about the entire situation. When the Try Guys posted a video to their YouTube to explain the situation and clear up all the rumors, one of the main things that people noticed was just how upset they looked over the entire situation. This even prompted Twitter to start making memes over how angry Eugene looked throughout the entire video. However, as people have dug deeper into the situation to figure out the dynamics that were going on between Ned and the woman that he had an affair with, Alexandria, things started getting really messy and kind of disturbing. Alexandria was not just a friend of Ned's. She was also friends with Ned's wife Ariel, as well as being an employee of the Try Guys themselves. The fact that she's an employee makes Ned's actions all the more terrible and disgusting. Many have pointed out that while what she did was wrong, there was an uneven power dynamic between the two people. Ned did not just have an affair with any random woman. Instead, he chose to have an affair with someone that works for him and someone that he has power over. The abuse of his power has led people to argue on social media about how responsible Alexandria is for all of this. This makes sense as to why the Try Guys were also seriously angry about the entire situation, since Ned had basically put all of their careers on the line, not just his own. Although the relationship between Ned and Alexandria was consensual, Alexandria was already a fan of the Try Guys before she met Ned, and before she started working for the Try Guys, which means that technically she could blame the Try Guys as a whole for her boss acting inappropriately and possibly manipulating her. This has put a deep stain on the reputation of the Try Guys, which could affect their views, their fan base, and also aspects of their business, such as brand deals. Many people have also called for Alexandria to be fired from working with the Try Guys. However, the situation is a bit more complicated than getting rid of Ned and Alexandria at the same time. As mentioned before, moral consent and legal consent are two different things, meaning that although Alexandria consented to her own personal actions, from a legal standpoint, Ned is the only one that can be fired. This is being the boss of a company and acting in an inappropriate way with one of your employees is something that you can get fired for. However, having an affair with your boss is not something that Alexandria could be fired for. In fact, because of the uneven power dynamics, if Ned had broken the relationship off, or if Alex just felt like she had been wronged in any way, it would be easy for her to sue the entire company, which just adds to reasons why the other members of the Try Guys were so hurt by the situation. However, this is where the situation gets even more messy, as only a couple of days after the news had broke, Saturday Night Live decided to make a skit where they basically made a parody out of the video that was posted by the Try Guys. The skit had people extremely mad, as the writers basically tried to make it seem like the Try Guys were just being over dramatic for firing Ned Fulmer and for their hurt reaction in the original video.
Yeah. I'm trying to understand why this story is such a scandal. Was this affair non-consensual?
No, worse. He committed the heinous act of having a consensual kiss and not telling us, his friends.
I'm sorry, why is that heinous?
Well, you have to remember the power dynamic.
As I'm sure y'all can imagine, the reaction to the skit was almost entirely negative, with most of the comments being people calling out the SNL writers for making fun of such a delicate situation that has caused so much hurt, not only to a mother and a wife, but also to an entire company where all of the employees were the closest of friends for almost a decade. Just take a look at some of these comments. One person wrote, "So let me get this straight. Ned wasn't making fun of the skit, but the other Try Guys were for processing their emotions, for losing a friend of almost a decade, for potentially losing millions in profit? Guess why Ned has an SNL writer buddy? This man is a real piece of work." That Try Guys skit was so tasteless, saying they were overreacting for firing Ned when it's so rare for men to face the consequences of their actions in the entertainment industry. Shout out to SNL for having the only wrong take on Ned Fulmer's sexual misconduct that you could have. You guys got some real ace writers. Did any of them go to Yale by chance? And what was the real cherry on top of this whole messy attempt at comedy was, coincidentally, the skit itself was actually written by one of Ned's own friends, which indicates that despite Ned issuing a public apology, he might actually have a completely different view on how things were handled that is more similar to what was seen on SNL. Even Keith's wife, Becky, who has a podcast with Ned's wife, Ariel, weighed in on the bad take from SNL by retweeting this tweet that says, "Is it just me, or is it kind of screwed up that they are making fun of a power dynamic of a sexual relationship between a company's founder and one of its employees?" And she even followed up on this, confirming that Ned had stated before that he had a friend that writes for SNL. Fans quickly went back through the recent episodes of the Try Guy podcast, where Ned even confirms the friendship between himself and the writer.
Writer, he just had a newborn.
Oh my God.
That's wild.
I don't know how he's surviving. He's like got a newborn baby, and he's a writer on SNL. It's got to just.
That's so much.
I doubt he was at the party.
Well, I was gonna say I was chatting with a different writer who I don't think is this friend, but went to Yale with you.
Oh,
And
Will Steven.
Yeah, he was so great, and he said he's been doing this for 7 seasons. So he was started like when Trump was first running. And I was like,
This then led people online to make their own takes on how the skit should have been written, and also poked fun at how Ned could have gotten his friend to make things look like they were in his favor.
How do you feel that they did with the impressions?
That was kind of fun.
That was fun. That was what I
The
thought
outfits,
was fun.
the like that was all cute.
And then you
I was
listen
like,
and you're like, it's 5
oh.
minutes of the wrong point.
It's now very clear to see that the Try Guys were very hurt by the sketch that was made by SNL, as well as the actions of their ex-founder, Ned Fulmer. And ever since all of this news has come out, Ned and his wife Ariel have been trying to keep all of the information surrounding their relationship private, so at this point, no one really knows what the future holds for them. But the one thing that everyone does know is that while the entire situation calms down, we will probably not be seeing any more of Ned Fulmer in anything related to the Try Guys for a very long time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video.